maybe 30, I don't know, and listening on the Drake 2B. So I'm very happy that that problem is gone. Thank you for the audio report. And back to you, N4OZI K3FZD.
Okay, well, very true. ZD, N4OZI, we're definitely doing better, and that makes all the difference if you can get the wiring on the microphone correct. Sometimes you have it correct, but something's not right, and you have to redo it or something. I've had microphones where I've struggled with that myself, and just you try again, and eventually you find out what's causing it. But yeah, it's much cleaner and much better sounding. So you definitely fixed it. Let's take another standby. We've got almost a little over 7 minutes till net time, so we'll take another standby. Any other check-ins for the SAMRC Swap and Fellowship Pre-Net? Come now.
WA4III.
Okay, we got you in there, Greg. You're sounding good. Any other check-ins? All right. Well, Greg, you're at the bottom of the list here, so go ahead and give us some comments since you got such a strong signal coming in here. WA4III, N4OZI.
N4OZI. In the group, this is WA4III. Well, thank you. I just turned the rig on, and I don't guess it's settled down yet, but I just thought I'd try to check in and get my name on the list. I'm doing a good job of coming down here with about a 40 over signal on the R4A Drake, so that's a respectable signal, as always. And been fiddling around in the shop a little bit today, and that's about it. About all I can tell you. It's chilly out there, but a pretty day. And N4OZI in the group. This is WA4III.
Okay, Greg. WA4III, N4OZI. Well, fine on the Drake R4A. I have one over here that I got fairly cheap last summer at a little swap fest. The poor thing was in pretty sad shape, but was able to get it restored and get it running again, and it's a pretty good receiver. I found out though that there are two versions of Drake R4As. I think there was like a 11 tube, and then there was a 13 tube. So not enough that it's the model number. There's actually slightly different circuits out there, but anyway, we got it recapped and going, and it's doing real well. Let's see if we got 5 minutes exactly till the net time. Let's see if we have any other check-ins for the SAMRC pre-net. Come now. All right, not hearing any. Let's pick up Mac. He was number 2 on our list. See if we can get more comments out of Mac while we wait for the net to start at the top of the hour. W4AX, N4OZI.
Thank you, Alan. N4OZI, W4AX, and good evening to Tom, Bill, Larry, and Greg, who have joined since my last transmission, and especially for all of my good friends in the Panhandle. Looking forward to the next Crestview Hamfest to come down and see you guys. And John, it'd be great to hear you in the mornings. And Ray, thank you so much for the kind words. And, you know, it might be a good idea here for both you and Stan, if anyone on the net needs either equipment or parts, since we're coming to the Hamfest this Saturday, to let that be known. And I know I've got a pretty extensive selection of both if somebody's needing something. Be a good way to change hands since we're all there. I know Dr. John's bringing me a spare high voltage transformer for a BC610. Back to you, Alan. N4OZI, W4AX.
Mike Echo.
Okay, we got Dr. John. Go ahead, Dr. John. You're at the bottom of the list. Go ahead and make some comments. This is N4OZI.
Yeah, thank you, Alan. I just got out here to the shack, and the R390 was just coming on, and I heard you turn it to Mac there. So, good note, Mac, on the part. Anyone copying this that has some needs, before. We built it. It's not a standard dimension, big enough to get big stuff through. So kind of pleased about that. Back to you, Alan. I know it's about time for net, and I'll just get in line. N4 Rosetta and the crew, KN4, Mike Echo.
Okay, Dr. John. KN4 MA, just N4 Rosetta. Well, you timed it perfectly because we're at the bottom of the list and we're looking for additional check-ins, and that's a good point. If anybody needs some tubes, let me know. I can fix you up with just about anything. Not quite everything, but just about. Got a bunch of them here. Let's take another standby. We have just 2 more minutes. Any other check-ins for the SAMRC cleanup? Come now.
Yep, let me see. This is. All right, this is WA4KM running in from out with the chainsaw. Hello, Alan, and everyone else. Put me on the list, please, sir. WA4KM.
Okay, go ahead, Kevin. Make a comment, and then we'll be at the top of the hour. WA4KM in for OZI.
Okay, wow. I'm just running the 990 barefooted, so if y'all hope y'all can hear me okay. I'd like to literally just come in and push this button on. Don't have the amp or anything on, but I'm looking forward to seeing everyone this weekend at Dalton. We'll be inside the building, and Alan, thanks for calling the pre-net, and I know you and Stan. Stan will be doing the net here in a little bit, and I'm sure it'll be awesome. And let's see, what else? That's about it here. We've been out with the got me a new Husky 572 auto-tuned saw. I've been out playing with that thing and cut some trees at the mother-in-law's house, and I will probably fill it tomorrow, but I've had a blast with the new saw. Anyway. Back to you, Alan. Again, thanks for picking me up and calling the net, and hope everybody's having a great afternoon. It's 55 degrees in the city of Gold, and you got less than a minute. So there you go. I'm a little early. N4OZI, WA4KM.
Okay, Kevin. Well, appreciate you getting in there. WA4KM, this N4OZI, and yeah, it's going to be a great ham fest, and what's really great about it is I think we're going to have some good weather for a change. It's amazing all this nice weather we have in February, and I kept thinking, why don't we have this at Dalton? I think we're going to. Anyway, we're approaching the top of the hour. I appreciate everybody checking in and helping out, and we're going to turn it over to Stan and let him take it over at the top of the hour. W4KR to take it. This is N4OZI.
Evening, Alan, and everybody. This is W4KR in the Golden Corner, Triangle Corner of South Carolina. My name is Stan, and I'm the guy you all are going to kick around tonight. Anyway, let's see here. This is the beginnings of the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net that meets every Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Pre-net begins at 5:30, and tonight it was Alan's turn to be the pre-net and my turn to do the net. Next week, Kevin is going to be doing the pre-net, and Sam the net itself. As we have said in the past, the gathering here on Tuesday evening has 2 functions. One is fellowship gathering among friends, old and new, and Southeastern AM Radio Club has very, very close to 300 members, so it's been a fun group going on for 24 years more or less, and we just keep chugging along. The other function of the net is to be a pathway, if you will, for anyone that has anything to buy or sell or trade or has technical questions. We can usually field those. We have quite
quite a learner group here, so we can answer questions too. We'll start the evening. I'll start the evening by commenting. I know I've said this before. SAMRC is fortunate to have just an outstanding website that's managed and operated by Dr. Ron, WB4GWA. And in fact, that's the operation of the website is one of the large expenditures every year for the organization, because it keeps getting bigger, more stuff, and as our treasurer will tell us in about 15 minutes, every once in a while, GoDaddy comes knocking on the door and say, need a couple of more bucks from you cats up there. You're being too successful. Dr. Ron can give us a brief rundown, if he would, on the number of hits the site gets. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Anyway, this is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net. I'll stop right now, take a standby to see if we have anyone who is not on the list. We'll be using the list as Alan called you all on the pre-net side. Anybody else that didn't get here that early, come on in right now. This is W4AMI. Oh, net control must have talked too long. Put everybody to sleep. Nobody there. Okay, Dr. Ron, first transmission. Dr. Ron, how are you tonight? What's going on? WB4GWA from W4AMI.
Okay, Stan, W4AMI from WB4GWA. Good evening to you, and good evening to everybody else on the net tonight. And we're looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible at Dalton this weekend. That's always one of my favorites, and I'm looking forward to being there with everybody for sure. As far as the website goes, Stan, I'm going to defer that to Eddie Brown, because he has some facts and figures that I gave him, and he'll report that when he does his general report. But we do average over 300 hits a month, and it's put us pretty high up in terms of our score in the social media world. But anyway, he'll say more about that. Ray, I wanted to just say, pardon me, whatever you did by way of your antenna sure did make a difference down here. You're blasting me out down here, and you're stronger than I ever heard you before. So great work to get that antenna up and going like you did. But it sounds really good down here. The band is a little bungee cord, as Sam would say it. I'm hearing a lot of phase distortion, so we must have some kind of a solar event going on. I don't know what it is, but nevertheless, copying everybody pretty good, and look forward to the rest of the net. So back to you, my friend. W4AMI from WB4GWA Concord.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ron. Yeah, I've noticed that I've been listening to the phase noise also. Okay, I'll go on. We'll go on and hear from our club vice president Sam in just a minute. But I should have added previously. We'll typically about every 15 minutes we'll take a standby for any late comers. And if you do come in late or have occasion to need to come in late, appreciate it if you would wait until we do one of those standbys. Like I say, I think we get enough of them in to accommodate everybody. Okay, next up is our Vice President, KF4TXQ. Sam, go ahead.
Thank you very much. W4AMI and the SAMRC Swap and Fellowship Net. This is Kilo Fox 4, Tango X-Ray Quebec in Zanesville, Alabama. Thanks for picking me up. Thanks for running the net tonight. And, boy, I'm typing everybody pretty well, but we do have some funny quirks in the propagation, but that's just the way it is. That tricky old sun got nothing to do but play with propagation all day. Anyway, that's the way it goes. But Hey, Ray, it's sounding great on your new antenna. You did a good job on that, as was alluded to previously, and so forth. So we'll rock along. And we're sort of looking at a date, which would be about the first weekend in April, to have a spring Sam Fest down here. We'll all meet down there at Poplar Dogs. Most of y'all have been there before. It's a good place to eat. And it's already really nice out there on the deck this time of year. So we'll see. Hope it works out. We'll let you know for sure. But anyway, got all kind of stuff to get through. You know how that goes. But thanks a whole lot, Stan. You're doing a great job with the net. W4AMI, a.k.a. W4. Almost called you call there, Stan. It's W4 something. KF4 TXQ having an old man slip moment. But anyway, thanks a lot for running the net. Over.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Yeah, W4KR, by the way. It's doing this, Sam, is fun. I really enjoy doing it. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be able to do it. It really is. Okay, next up is first we're gonna hear from our pre-net dude over at Woodstock, Georgia way, and Alan, I'll have a small tubeless device for you before Saturday. I'll get that and get a text off to you in the next day or so. Anyway, over to you, Alan. How you doing tonight? Copying everybody here just fine. Up and down, but otherwise good. N4OZI from W4AMI.
Okay, Stan, W4AMI in the net, the N4OZI. Well, just send me a text or email or something. I'll see what I can do to find them here. Usually it gets pretty frantic. I remember the Friday night before the Ham Fest, I usually get a bunch of requests. and before I had these tubes organized, it was quite a job. So now that I got them organized, it's a whole lot easier. I can find these things a lot quicker and get them out and get them over to people that need them. But we're looking forward to the Ham Fest. It's going to be a lot of fun and be a lot of people there. I've got some friends coming in from North and South Carolina that'll be coming over, and I'm looking forward to seeing those guys. And it's a lot of locals. It's going to be great. It's going to be a big social thing. I don't need to buy anything, that's for sure. Enough ham gear at Lawrenceville to hold me for a while. But definitely looking forward to seeing everyone. All right, back to you there, Stan. Appreciate you calling that, and we'll be standing by backing you up if you need any assistance in pulling somebody through. W4AMI is N4OZI.
Okay, Alan, N4OZI, W4AMI, real good. I noticed a couple of phenomena on your signal, Alan, and it happened twice, and it's not you, it's not coming from you, but you were echoing a little bit. So conditions are the F-lures are having a bit of a temper tantrum this afternoon. Okay, next station up is Mac, W4AX. Go ahead.
All right, Stan, thank you. W4AMI, W4X, thank you for running the net. You've got a great signal. Good evening to Dr. John and Kevin, who I haven't said hello to. And I'm on the Collins 20V3 and been cleaning up the shack and all the various wood shops and other things. I have guests coming in to go up to Dalton with me, one from south of Waco, Texas, and one from Jackson, Mississippi. They're going to stay the night with me Thursday night, and then we'll drive up Friday. Be in the brick building, same place Kevin is, and I'll have 4 tables there, so please stop by and say hello. And Stan, I wonder if you could go back to Alan and find out if we're going to want a picture, and if so, when and where. Thanks again. W4AMI, W4AX.
Yes, we're going to have a picture. Yes, Alan's going to do the picture, and we will talk about that a little later in the net. I think he's going to use his. Well, he can tell us. He can tell us. Go ahead, Alan. What do you have in mind there? Go ahead.
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, I can do a picture, and anybody inside, outside, whatever we want to do. You guys, I think we usually do it at 11, and we'll probably meet at the brick building at 11 a.m. and we'll get an SAMRC photo. So just be there at 11, and we'll figure out some way to do it. Either we'll do the little drone or some way, and we'll get it taken care of. Back to you there, Stan. This N4O's at I.
All right.
Yeah, you want to gather outside the main door?
We'll call it as we figure it out when we get there. We'll see what happens, but just at the doorway in the brick building there, between the two, inside the brick building, you'll see us. You'll see me, and I'll be there with other folks, and we'll figure out the best spot on where to get the photo. But we'll make it 11 at that location, and we'll get the details of just how we're going to do it when we get there.
Okay, good deal. All right, great. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Okay, it is just almost 7:15. We're going to do one more call, one more transmission, and then we'll take a standby. Ray, your antenna revision has been quite a topic of conversation the past week, and I'll add my name to the list. You did a heck of a good job with it. W4OB. This is W4AMI.
W4AMI. This is W4OB. Well, Stan, it was very fortuitous because a big buck took out the antenna that I was using for 80 meters, tore the twin lead, tore the baling, you name it, just tore it all up. So I went over to the antenna that I really was using for 40 meters. It's a lot higher, actually, but it turns out it's beautifully resonant on 75 meters. So go figure, right? So that's what I'm on. And I've just had to rename it. It's now my 75-meter antenna, so officially. Very good signals to everyone. And Sam, I made a note about the Sam Fest in the springtime, and I would love to go to the Poplar Dogs. I've heard so much about it, and I'd love to join you there. So I'm definitely going to do it. Let's see, and it's that brick building is really going to be something. Mac, I know you're going to have several tables there, and of course, Kevin always stands out in the brick building. I always can find Kevin, and I always have fun talking to you, Kevin, and greeting you. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. And I wanted to say hello to my neighbor Bill up in LJ Way. Bill, you've got a great signal, so you did some antenna work today as well, and it's really paid off for sure. Let's see, just one other quick comment. You know, today, back on February 20th of 1962, John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth aboard Friendship 7. And I remember it well. I think I was a sophomore in high school then, and I remember they rolled the TV into our homeroom, and we watched the blast-off. So it was really spectacular. So Godspeed, John Glenn, on this day. So, well, I'll tell you what, I'll send it back to you, Stan, and thanks again for doing such a great job on the map, and thank you to Alan, my neighbor, for doing a beautiful job on the pre-net. So W4AMI, this is W4OB, 73.
Okay, Ray, thank you, and thank you for your kind words. Appreciate it. This is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net for Tuesday, the 20th of February, and it's about 1:15. Let's take a standby and see if we have any latecomers. Come now, please.
W4OLJ.
Okay, the big signal of W4OLJ. Good evening, Virgil. Anyone else? Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, Virgil, you're number 15 on the list here, about a third of the way down. So we're about a third of the way down. Next up is, and it's ironic. I was going to call on him anyway. Next up is our treasurer, and he handles our secretarial duties also. It's Eddie Brown, KA4AMI, and Eddie's going to make a presentation about kind of a state of where the club is at this point. Eddie, take it away. KA4AMI, W4AMI, over.
Okay, W4AMI, this is KA4AMI, Williamson, Georgia. Well, good evening, everybody, and I know everybody's been looking forward to this because we've had questions. This was a collaboration between Dr. Ron and myself, and he helped me out a lot and did the editing because I don't know punctuation too well. Third grade South Georgia education, that's what I always say anyway. I can live up to that. Anyway, just go back to January 2021. That's when I started kind of keeping up with everything. And let's see, we had membership increased by 39 since then. That's to today, up to today. That's 15% increase with a total up to this day of 296 members. Also, during that period of time, thanks to WB4GWA and member support, we're now a highly rated website with thousands of hits. The website has been visited 3,872 times since its inception. This month alone, and this was as of last week actually, we had 353 people have visited the site. The web provider ranks our website with a score of 84 out of 100. This score compares our website to others like it. A high score means we are engaging visitors well. The score calculates website engagement and social presence. It factors in how often the website is viewed and how interested the visitors are as they view it. And that's where we are with that right now. It's going very well. We have also, some of the things that go on behind the scenes that we don't talk about very often, and we just kind of kept it under a hat. We have honored our silent keys in that period of time. It all started back when Andy passed by sending flowers, or we've made contributions to the charity of their choice, of the family's choice, including the ARRL Education Fund. We've also sent a contribution to one church, and our club favorite charity is St. Jude's Hospital. We've made several contributions, and all that's been done with the family's approval. We always ask. So I think we have adopted St. Jude for the club, but we'll send it wherever the family would like, but we always honor our silent keys. All of these actions that I've just talked about have been funded by contributions by our members. It's been 3 years since we asked for contributions and needed to fund our reserves. We don't have yearly dues, as you know, and we only are funded by donations. Our expenses cover the website, our outreach to the families of silent keys. Please understand, it's absolutely no requirement for contributions. But if you like what we're doing, please send what you can. In the past, we've had members and supporters send anything between $20 and $200. Cash is fine. A check should be made out to SAMRC. Send it to my address, which is listed on the website. And I would like to also say the officers or net, pre-net receive nothing. And serve our love of the Southeastern AM Radio Club. And a lot of it's that's not come in by donations other than what they donate themselves comes out of pocket. So there's a lot of things that just kind of happen. And we make it happen because we love the club. If you can help, the Officers Club want to express a real big thank you to you. However, if for some reason you can't, we understand. Thanks to all of you that have helped in the past. All contributions are kept private. Only the treasurer and other club officers have access to the records. And again, this is not a requirement, but if you want to help out, you like what we're doing, please help us out a little bit. Any questions, concerns, or comments, please email me. It's on the website, w4ami.org, and I'll try to answer as best I can. And with that, 7-3 to everybody for now, and continue with the net. And thank you all for being here. W4AMI, this is KA4AMI, Williamson.
Eddie, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate your doing that tonight, Eddie, and really appreciate the effort and the time that you and the other officers put in. Let me take a different kind of a standby here for a minute. Anyone with any specific questions for Eddie, go ahead. Okay, all's quiet. Sounds like you covered it, Eddie. Thank you. Appreciate it, sir. You're all right in spite of what Dr. Brown says, you know. How about that? Okay, next up is our friend John down at Pensacola. K4VZS, your transmission, John. Go ahead. This is W4AMI.
W4AMI, K4VZS. Well, Eddie, I think what y'all are doing are great. And proud to be a part of a club that's doing it. I joined back in, I don't know, 2005, somewhere down here. But I remember on the I'm back tonight with this QRO, and bands have settled down and receiving notice to everybody very well. I've enjoyed being here. I've had some personal problems in the last couple of weeks, but I think the sun is beginning to look a little brighter. So, like I said, proud to be here. W4AMI, K4VZS.
Okay, thank you, John. By the way, you have a unusually good signal up here this evening. So, looks like the band, the I-10 thing is breaking away right now. Good to hear you tonight, and thank you for joining us tonight, John. I should interject at this point, and I usually do this at the end of the net, but let me do it in the middle here tonight. We really appreciate the help and cooperation we're receiving from our friends in the Northeast who usually spend a lot of time here on 3885, and hey, this is ham radio. That's what it's about. But the guys up there have been really good and kind of standing by until we went together Tuesday nights. I know the other nets appreciate it, but I'm speaking specifically for the Southeastern AM Radio Club when I say this. Thank you guys up Northeast, and you're welcome to join too. Let's see here. Okay, next up is Tom, W9TAB. Go ahead.
W9TAB. Appreciate it, Stan. Thanks for running the net, and Alan for doing the free net. We're down here in Pensacola. Conditions are getting a little bit better. They're coming and going. I'm on the 32V2 transmitter with the 75A2 receiver, D104 mine. Did some work around the QTH here a little bit today. It's warmed up some with 66 degrees. It's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow. That's pretty good news. Spring is on its way. Well, that's about all I got for the net. Thanks again, Stan, for running the net. W4KR, W9TAB, and good evening all my brothers and sisters on the net.
Okay, Tom. Thank you. Thank you for coming aboard. Next up is Bill, W4MA. And Bill, thank you for those kind words this morning. I appreciated that, my friend. W4MA, W4AMI.
W4AMI from W4MA. Good evening to all, and good evening, staff. Thank you for doing the net. It's a very easy compliment to give to you. You do a great job. Thank you, Ellen. Also, you do a great job on the free net. I want to say thank you to all the officers and what they do, the time that they put in. Thank you, Edie, for the great presentation, the update on the state of the club. It was really good to hear that. That was very nice. I appreciate that. This is Bill. I'm in North Georgia. I'm on a Lou Johnson Ranger 1, Johnson 30 amp, 7584, 8-liter Austin, a pin dipole, and C105 amplified. Great to hear everyone. Good signals, getting a little fading on this and that. I've heard some other signals I normally do not. 7584. Virgil, if he's listening, visited him the other week with a friend, and it's a pleasure to visit his shack and see all the wonderful equipment he has. Great shack, great individual. Ray, great signal from you. Doing a great job on your antenna. Let me say 7-3 to all. I hope everyone has a great evening and looking forward to the Ham Fest. I hope to be there. W4AMI. This is W4MA 7-3. Good evening.
Okay, Bill. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you Saturday also. This is W4AMI. Eddie, excuse me. The amount of work that Dr. Ron has put in the website is something. That is not an easy function. That is not an easy thing, because it's a balance. It's a balance. It's one thing, Bill, to put a website together. It's quite another to put one together that's cost effective, and Ron has done just an outstanding job of running that thing on literally on pennies, and it uses there's a lot of data in there, and they use a minimal amount of space doing it, so it's the engineering design of it. For an all-country preacher, he's done pretty good at that, in fact. Let's see here. This is the Southeastern AM Radio Club's Swap and Fellowship Net. We're going to take another standby. It's about 6:30. We'll take a standby for any latecomers, and then we'll get on with the list. This is W4AMI.
This is Whiskey 4, Whiskey Foxtrot Lima. K5HFG. Whiskey 4, Whiskey Foxtrot Lima.
Okay, we added W4WFL. Got you the first time there, my friend. And Don, good evening to you. K5HFG. Anyone else? Okay, we'll go on. Something, Eddie. Let me throw something else out here. Something that Eddie didn't mention, but in the last 3 years, the club has added about 50 members. Maybe 52, 53, somewhere right in there, somewhere in the low 50s. So because it was the membership number was about 250 3 years ago, and now we're just a couple short of 300. So I think that says two things. One, AM is growing, AM activity is growing, and secondly, this is a place for friends to gather, and that's hard to argue with. Okay, enough preaching from the net control tonight. Next station up is Larry, K3FZD, and yeah, Larry, it sounds good. Go ahead, W4AMI.
W4AMI, K3FZD. Well, I'm very thankful for your report. As I said earlier, I was stupid and made an improper connection to the microphone, and that's where it was coming from. So I'm glad that this isn't a matter of the DX60 needing something internally. But here it is. Sounds all good to me, and glad to be here. Well, what is he down in Pensacola always said, I'm proud to be here, and I guess I should say I hope everybody feels as good as I look. So that's what I have to say today. W4AMI, K3FZD.
Okay, Larry. You know, Larry, don't feel bad about the connector. Early last week I replaced a front panel on my Viking Valiant, and I got the old panel off, and I replaced a couple of switches that were on the panel, and I put the new panel on, and I didn't get the underlying nuts right on the panel, so I had to take it off and start all over again. So that stuff happens. But anyway, with that, so sweat not. Okay, next up is Greg, WA4III. Go ahead.
W4AMI and the net, this is WA4III. You caught me on the other side of the room there. But we've had a nice day today, and good net going on. And I don't have anything to add to what I said on the pre-net. So with that, just thanks for picking me up and letting me be a part of it. W4AMI, this is WA4III. Back to the net.
Okay, Ray. Greg, thank you. That how much do we say on the pre-net versus the regular net has been a conversation topic more than once, believe me. There have been questions, why do we do the pre-net? Because people have to say everything they have to say, and then the net comes. Well, yeah, anyway, fear not. Okay, next up, Dr. John, KN4ME, your transmission, W4AMI.
Thank you, Stan. W4AMI and the net, KN4 Mike Echo. Let me make sure I'm modulating. It appears that I am. Got tuned up real quick and then didn't touch it again. I want to say thanks to Stan, to you, Alan, Dr. Ron, Eddie Brown, and others that have helped with this net tonight and other times. We have to put Kevin and Sam in that that have helped and not just checking in, but helping run it. We appreciate that. Not much, just looking forward to Dalton and seeing these good AM operators. Grateful to hear such good signals and grateful to have some equipment to get back to you on. I guess that's about it from Killen, Alabama, Stan. W4AMI, KN4 Mike Echo.
Okay, Dr. John, good signal here. The band is stepping up. Glad to see it. Next up is Speak of the Devil. There's Kevin. WA4KM, your transmission, my friend. W4AMI. How you doing tonight?
Hey, good evening, Stan, and everyone else. W4AMI. This is WA4KM, Kevin, over here in Villa Rica, Georgia, West Georgia. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It's an honor to call these nets and be a part of it. I'm just a part of it, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. John, for recognizing me and Sam as well. And Eddie Brown, thanks for all you do, and Ron and Dr. Ron and everybody, and Alan and Stan, and then there's a lot goes on, like you said, in the backfields. And Ray, thanks for the kind words. I always look forward to seeing you at all the Hamfest. And yes, we will be in the brick building. When you come through the roll-up door, we'll be on the far right over. And like you said, you can't miss me. I'm a little lighter, though. No, we're on a big, strict diet, and I'm down 46 pounds, so there you go. But I'm still a hoss. But anyway, trying to get under that 4 mark. I was 6'6", about 453 when I hurt my legs, and now I'm down to 408, so I'm trying to get under that 400 mark, and 6'6", but doing good. And thanks for all the prayers, because they work. And let's see, what else? There were several people I was wanting to thank, too, kind of got a little overwhelmed. And a lot of those people that's on those the website, that's great. I get several emails as well, and short-time listeners, as y'all know. I say it several times during the net. I've had, I won't say hundreds, but a lot of people ask about it, and that's why I try to bring it up as well to draw attention to it, which it is an incredible website. A lot of work goes into it, I tell you, more than I could do, so I at least try to help promote it as well, along with AM, as a lot of people know. And I've been almost 300, that's awesome. Been here a long time, 20, whatever it is, since they started, actually before they started. When Andy and Dr. Ron, I remember Dr. Ron, when he was young man, used to climb the towers and do all that stuff, and way back. And those guys helped me a lot and taught me a lot, and I appreciate them for that too. All right, well, I can go on and on too about all the praises out here, and it's just a good place to be here. AM is kind of a different world, and which is a good thing. It's family friendly, as my wife would say. You can have the kids and the wife around and the grandkids without having to worry about monitoring the volume and don't know what I'm talking about or having to cut it off. And I appreciate that, and she does too, and listeners do too as well for families. So hopefully people are getting their license and get out here and get on here, and people don't mind helping. I like that too. Mac does a lot, John, and there's just several. Anyway, Stan, thanks for all you do up there in the Golden Triangle. We're down in the city it goes, everybody knows, in West Georgia. And again, looking forward to seeing everybody up at Dalton. We'll be up Friday. We've got a room, and then hopefully see everybody Saturday. And I do want to make that picture, Alan, so I've got 2 tables in there, so I'll have to break away from them. But I want to make sure I make that. All righty, back to you, Stan. Thanks again. W4. Almost got choked. W4AMI, there we go. This is WA4KM. Thanks, Stan. Back to you.
All right, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you. And I enjoy the nights you guys, you and Sam do it too. It's lots of fun. Appreciate it, Kevin. And we shall see you. Kevin, we'll see you at breakfast. We'll see you Saturday morning breakfast, like last year. Same thing. Take care, and have a safe trip over to Dalton. Next up is good friend Virgil, W4OLJ. This W4AMI. Come on in here, fella.
W4AMI, the net. This is W4OLJ. Okay, Stan. Thanks a lot there. Doing a great job. And Alan, he done a great job there on the pre-net too. I didn't hear much of it, but he did. Been a nice day here in Sweetwater today. Real bright, sunshiny day. A little cool starting out, but not too bad. We're on the Collins 30K4 tonight. The other rig is limping a little bit. I turned it on there a while ago, and one of the 4400 modulators is not lighting up, so hopefully it's something simple. I sure hope so. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody at Dalton. We're going to leave here real early Saturday morning and drive down there, and I know it'll be a fun day. So back to you, Stan. And I wonder how this rig is sounding. W4AMI, this is W4OLJ.
Well, W4OLJ, W4AMI, I'll tell you, Virgil, I've been sitting here watching it on the pan adapter, and it looks like like this thing does, or this Apache Labs transceiver, and like the 7300 does. It's really, it goes right out to the edge, right out to about 5.5 kcs wide, and it just goes. It's real sharp, going up and down, and the modulation level is excellent, and the width rather of the speech pattern is very good. One of the best around, actually. Looks better than the other one does, frankly. But it's interesting, and I was surprised. Virgil, on that 4400 thing, I had a strange thing like that happen when I had the 20V2. One of the modulator tubes would there was a metal interaction between the tube pins and the socket, and the springs in the socket, and I'd have to pull those modulators. The ones on the RF side didn't do that, but I had to take the tubes out and give them a little bit of a going over with deoxit and some 2000 grit paper every once in a while to get them to make contact. So hope you didn't blow a fuse there, blow a tube there though. Anyway, take care, and we'll look forward to seeing you Saturday as well. W4WFL, it's your transmission, sir. W4AMI, how are you?
This is W4WFL in Pensacola, and I don't have a whole lot to contribute to the net tonight. We're just waiting for the warmer weather to come in later on this week, and wish I could make it up to Dalton, but that's about almost 400 miles from here to there to Dalton, so I think I'll have to sit this one out. I'm looking forward to the Fort Waltham Fest coming up, I think, either late this month or next month. I don't know. I need to check the date, but anyway, that's all I have here. 73s to the group. This is W4WFL, Pensacola.
All right, thanks. Good signal. Good signals. Both you and John were doing well signal-wise tonight. Okay, last station on the list. We have one more station to do, and then we'll have another standby. And if we get some more customers, we will run them down the list, and if not, we'll call it an evening. Don, K5HFG, your transmission. This is W4AMI. Go ahead, my friend.
W4AMI, this is K5HFG. Good evening, Stan. And good evening to everybody on the net. Virgil, that rig sounded pretty good. The audio was a little sharp, but it was pretty good too. I could tell a difference. But you all sound right. Dr. John, he just boomed in here. You were between 30 and 40 over, give or take. And Stan, your signal was great. I don't often get to hear you that phone down here, but it sounds really good. Another good day here in the land of cotton. It's been cold in the heart of Dixie, and today was the first day after another cold snap. It was 24 degrees the other night. That's ridiculous. But I do tell you this, we had some thunderstorms the last 2 weeks, and that's unusual. When we hear thunderstorms in February, we look around for tornadoes, but we didn't get hit by any. Thank goodness. I hope to see y'all at Dalton. I'll be there in the little red building, probably across the road from y'all. We'll get together. I'll come and say howdy anyway. Maybe we'll take a picture. That's about it from Tick Ridge. I'll see y'all this weekend. 1-3, everybody. W4AMI. K5HFG.
Okay, Don. Good. Thank you. Hey, I'm glad to hear you're coming over. Look forward to meeting you. We paths didn't cross last year. Okay, this is W4AMI, Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net. It's 6:45, actually 6:48 about now. We'll take a standby to see if we have any latecomers. Come with your call now, please.
KW4 TV.
KA3FZO.
Okay, got two. KW4 TV, good evening to you, Manuel, and KA3FZO. Is there anyone else? Manuel, you're up to bat. Go ahead, Manuel. KW4 TV, good signal. You're loud tonight. W4AMI. Go ahead.
Okay, Stan. Thank you for picking me up. I've been working on the T368, knocking the dust off of it, and finally got it hooked back up. So hopefully it's doing okay. And just got in here late. I wanted to say hello to everybody. And like I said, just getting the dust knocked off from the T68, hoping it's working good. Everything looks good on the scope, but anyway, you never know. So, Stan, thank you for doing the net. I don't know who did the pre-net. I got in here late, but I thank them too. Thank all of you guys for what you do. Always a pleasure to hear good AM studio. This is KW4 TV from the tallest mountain in Florida. Back to you, Steve.
Okay, Manuel. Yeah, glad you got it cooking in time. Sounds good. Next up is KA3FZO. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening. This is Gary, KA3FZO, over here in Havana, Florida. And it was a beautiful day here. Sorry I'm late this evening. Got distracted with some other stuff around the house, like supper. And, of course, I had to feed the belly first. And anyway, again, sorry I'm late. It got up almost to 70 degrees here in Havana this afternoon, and supposed to be pretty nice tomorrow. So with that, I'll send it back to you, sir. KA3FZO.
Okay, Gary. Thank you for joining us tonight. Gary, tell me, where is we used to live in Fort Lauderdale, but I had not run into to Havana before. Where is it in Florida?
Well, from Fort Lickerdale, you would go south a couple hundred miles, but at least that's what we did when we lived down there. We actually lived down in Fort Lauderdale several years ago. We moved up here from there back in around 06, 08, something like that, when we retired from the state. But Havana is located northwest of Tallahassee, up here in the Big Bend area in the Panhandle of Florida. And but we enjoy the weather up here a little bit nicer. We enjoy the three seasons as opposed to hot year round. So anyway, back to you, sir. KA3FZO.
Okay. Actually, we lived in a plantation out right close to Cleary, just northwest of Cleary and Pine Island. Well, we could see the American Express building there. Actually, that 5-story American Express building. We could see it from our place, and we came up here and moved up here in the spring of '08 as well, and glad to be here. It's we got tired of all the traffic down there. My office was down near the turning basin, and I would have to go in go in 595 every day, and that was that was always an interesting ride. But anyway, Gary, thanks for joining us, and come on back every week. We're here every week at this time. Some are later in the spring, and the specific when decision will be driven by propagation, but we'll be moving to what will be the same time, but in fact an hour later, when daylight, sometime after daylight saving time. We don't fix a date because it changes from year to year depending on how propagation is behaving. Okay, I'm at the end of the list. This is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net. Anybody else before we shut down? Okay, didn't hear anybody. Okay, we had 19 folks around tonight. Usually that's down a little bit, but usually we're in the high 20s, low 30s. But things happen the way they happen. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us tonight. Had a good time doing it. And special thanks again to our friends up in the Northeast who have been kind enough to listen and allow us to proceed down here. This is W4AMI. Good night, and Lord willing, we'll see as many of you as we can come Saturday at the Dalton Georgia Swap. W4AMI, W4KR. Good night.